Jamaica, Jamaica, Wagwan, me our trade family. Welcome back to another episode of my Top 10 Answer series, where I answer your most commonly asked questions. In today's episode, I will be discussing part 2 of your What is my nationality question, and focusing on my Jamaican heritage. In part 1, I discussed my Haitian side, so if you haven't seen that episode, you can check it out at the link above. My mom is 100% Jamaican. Both my grandmother and grandfather were born and raised in Jamaica. Unfortunately, both of my grandparents have since passed on, but their spirit definitely still lives on within me and the rest of my family. We talk about them all the time and share different stories about them and how they've really impacted our lives. Jamaica is divided into parishes, and my family is from the parish of St. Andrew, which is just outside of Kingston. My mom moved to the States shortly after completing medical school. She attended the University of the West Indies in Jamaica, and she moved here to New York when she was about 26. So I do still have a lot of family that resides in Jamaica, but I also have Jamaican family that lives here in the States as well as in Europe. My family is quite large and extended, but we're also very tight-knit and close. We have so many parties where we get together, we dance, and enjoy good food and good company. I've been listening to island music ever since I could remember, and so out of all the different genres of music, island music is definitely my favorite and the music that I feel I connect with the most. Dancehall, reggae, soca, calypso. It just does something to your soul. And as I'm sure most of you know, I love to dance, and so whenever there was a party and island music came on, you could bet that I was one of the first people on the dance floor shaking my shoulders and hips. And I still do that now, even as a quadriplegic in my wheelchair. While I was very in touch with my Jamaican culture growing up, it wasn't until I went off to college that I really started to embrace that side of myself and really wanted to dive deeper into the culture and really understand where I came from. My freshman year of college, I attended my first ever West Indian Day Parade, and even though it was raining, we had such a blast that day. Just dancing, embracing the love of the culture with everybody here in the tri-state area was something so magical and beautiful, and an experience that I will really remember forever. My cousin Manny, who I talked about attending his wedding in the episode talking about my Haitian culture, was one of the people who also went to the West Indian Day Parade with me, and we had such a blast. The food! Can we talk about the food? One question that I get asked all the time is, what is your favorite food? And I have to say, it's whenever my mom throws down one of her specialty Jamaican dishes. Ackee and saltfish, fritters, Johnny cakes, jerk chicken, stewed chicken, rice and peas, curry goat, oxtail, mac and cheese, and that's just to name a few. My mom does a special Jamaican brunch twice a year for the holidays, usually for Christmas and Easter, and I already cannot wait for the next holiday. It's my absolute favorite. Simply put, Jamaica is paradise. It's such a beautiful island, and one of my favorite things has always been to go there with my friends and introduce them to the culture, the lifestyle, and everything that is Jamaica. Now, unlike Haiti, I have been fortunate enough to visit Jamaica several times throughout my life. We often traveled there as a family when I was growing up during summer break, but my last trip was as recent as 6 years ago. I took a trip with two of my best friends, Bree, Kate, and their mother, Peg, right before my transplanted kidney failed. Now, I was trached during that last trip, but I still had usage of my legs. Even though they were still a little bit weak, I was able to get around and walk on my own, and I only relied on the wheelchair for going long distances. The Jamaican people are so kind and sweet. Similar to Haitian culture, I find that whenever I run into somebody who's Jamaican and they realize that I'm Jamaican as well, it's instant love. And during that trip with my friends, anytime that I was having difficulty or struggling, the Jamaican people were so helpful and attentive. I remember we took an excursion to Bob Marley's plantation, and when we were there were different areas that were hard to navigate. The terrain was really rough and steep and rocky, and without hesitation, two of our tour guides immediately lifted me up and carried me wherever I needed to go, and I just remember being so touched by that. I personally love the heat. Between being an island boy and a summer baby, I have such a high tolerance for the hot weather. Even the humidity, it doesn't bother me. I'm somebody that could just roast in the sun for hours and not even get a sunburn. In fact, I find that with the progression of my disease, I have such a low tolerance for the cold weather and the winter. It really affects my muscles. I become really weak. I can't use my hands at all in the cold, and I am just so physically limited. And so even being on a ventilator for life support and a fully disabled quadriplegic in a wheelchair, I still take advantage of any opportunity that I can get, even if it's just to sit out on the beach in my wheelchair and embrace the feeling of the sun on my skin, the smell of the ocean water in the air, and that nice cool breeze that comes off of the water. I love every aspect of my Jamaican culture. I just feel that it represents everything that life should be. Good food, good music, a celebration of life, camaraderie, coming together and just making the best of any situation. Unfortunately, because of dialysis, I'm very limited in terms of where I'm able to travel. And so, like I said, I have not been able to travel back to Jamaica since my transplanted kidney failed. And so I'm really excited to be able to go back when, God willing, I receive my kidney transplant. A common misconception is that every Jamaican is dark-skinned with dreads, and that just isn't true. We have a saying that out of many, one people, because Jamaicans are so diverse. You will see people that are dark-skinned with dreads, you will see people that look like me, people that are really light-skinned, blonde hair, blue eyes, Asian Jamaicans, and so despite the stereotypes, you could see many different features in Jamaican people. I consider myself very privileged to be not only Jamaican, but to be of mixed culture. My mother always did a really great job of making sure that we knew about our Jamaican culture and where exactly it is that we came from. And so that's something that I am truly grateful for. I think the world is so fascinating because there are so many different cultures, different ways of life, and I'm really happy that I have different sides to me that I'm able to express and share with all of you. Stay tuned for my next part of this episode where I will be discussing my French culture. New episodes of my Top 10 Answers series every Thursday night, premiering at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I also go live every Tuesday night at approximately 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time as well. In addition, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and also check out all of my support links that are located in the bio description of my homepage here on YouTube. You can check out my self-published book, my short documentary, the GoFundMe in support of completing my full feature, my new merch line, as well as the links to join my memberships. Thank you so much for watching. I ask that you all help me to increase my watch time by binge watching my other videos and playlists. And in the meantime, I will see you on the next episode.